Alright, so after walking around with Meoshi and everything during the zombie attack, we can't really find anyone? Well, we'll see. So after the sustained gunfire, the silence felt like the sudden aftermath of a horrible storm. We didn't see any zombies, but Shirabe and the others were nowhere to be seen either. Or nowhere to be seen? Nowhere to be seen. Just like before, we split up to search the area. Over here. When he ran over, I pointed to one of the pillars. Yeah, then there was a fight here. We began to examine the ground around the pillar for more blood. Is the blood pink? Yeah. Meoshi picked something up and held it out toward me. We're gonna have like a class trial. Let's see who killed who, but then, well, it's just zombies. The zombies killed them. Can't believe everyone's dead. It was dirty and smashed like someone had stepped on it, but there's no doubt that it was Shirabe. I could still see a few broken snacks inside. First Shido and now Shirabe? He loves his snacks. If Shido had disappeared and something had happened to Shirabe, then Wakasa was probably alone. I hoped he was alright. Miyoshi's eyes suddenly widened, and he grabbed my arms and held me behind one of the pillars. I opened my mouth to protest when the air erupted in gunfire, and I heard the splintering crack of bullets slamming into the pillar. A zombie had found us. It's like gun-wielding zombies. It's usually not the case that zombies are the ones with guns, but I guess it may have been done before, before this game. If I got behind the pillar even a half second later, I'd been turned into Swiss cheese. Delicious. I swallowed hard and tried not to think about it. Huh? The firing stopped. Meoshi peered around the pillar. If we were going to escape, this was our only chance. Meoshi took my arm and we leapt out from behind the pillar. We ran as fast and as hard as we could, and with every step I expected to hear the gun start firing again. Somehow we managed to escape, and once we were far enough away, we slowed down. There didn't seem to be any zombies nearby, and we both let out a sigh of relief. We were standing in front of the Moonlight OX. It felt oddly calm, and the whole attraction was lit up, filling the sky with bright light. Escaping from this attraction on the fourth day has caused our current predicament. Hogstein had extended his punishment to everyone else, and now we were all running for our lives. In other words, it was my fault that my friends were in danger. These are your friends? That's funny. I keep saying this for a lot of games and a lot of anime. You only met them for like 4 days and you're best friends? I don't know about that. Calling them friends. Allies, maybe, But friends? I don't really know them. My chest felt tight and the hot tears pricking the corners of my eyes, but I gritted my teeth and forced them back. More like acquaintances, Anyway, crying wasn't gonna help anything. For all I knew, Shirabe, Shido, and Wakasa were safe. Unfortunately, my body had other ideas, and despite my best efforts, tears began to trickle down my cheeks. I felt silly and weak, and tried to wipe them off before Meoshi could notice. He stopped suddenly when he turned to look at me and saw that I was crying. Wah wah. My eyes were so full of tears I could barely see his face. I'm sorry. All of this is my fault. Yesterday I abandoned the game, and now everybody's in danger. This is all my fault. CG? I'm expecting a CG. The tears wouldn't stop no matter how many times I wiped them away, and at last I gave up and crouched down on the ground in a miserable ball. He just curled up into a ball. I heard Meoshi's footsteps come closer. Crying was just gonna make him worry, but instead of helping me pull myself together, the thought just made me cry harder.
Saki.
I felt his hands on my shoulders. Even though I could feel him shaking, his grip was firm. I stood.
顔を上げて。
I looked up and found myself staring into his eyes.
行こう。僕たちに後ろを向いてる時間はないんだ。
But I started to sob again.
みんななら大丈夫だ。彼らは強い。君だってそれは知ってるはずだろ。
I nodded.
自分のせいだって君がそう思ってしまう気持ちもわかる。僕にもそういう時があったから。
Really?
もうずっと昔の話さ。今の君のようにこれは僕のせいだと自分を責めた僕はそんな気持ちを抱えたまま逃げたんだ。いや、少し違うな。今だって僕は逃げ続けてる。
You know, if you ran so much, then I'm surprised your cardio isn't all that great. You know, your endurance. You isn't getting all that cardio. He smiled bitterly and shrugged.
そんな僕だからこそ君に言いたいんだ。自分のしたことに後悔してるならなおさら前向きになるべきだよ。悲観してたって前には進めないから。だから今は前へ進もう。君には僕がついてる。
His gaze was steady and serious. It slowly dawned on me that he never looked at me like that before. Okay, there's a decision. Thanks, or I hope everyone's okay. You know, this romantic scene is like, I'm here for you. And like, okay, well, I hope everyone else is okay. You know, it's like, just reject that entirely. Do you wish to quit the game? No. Okay, fine. I'll say thanks. I assume this is the correct option. Thanks. Heart. He smiled softly and nodded. Yeah, this isn't the time to be crying. If I had time to mope, then I had time to beat this game. That's what's gonna help my friends, not feeling sorry for myself. My sobbing had reduced to a sniffle, and finally with a few deep breaths, it was gone completely.
もう大丈夫？
Yeah, thanks. Meoshi. You call me Saki, which is, you know, more informal in Japanese.
ごめん。つい嫌だったかな。
No, it was nice. Hey, is it okay if I call you Koda? I'm so used to Meoshi now. Calling you Koda. Kota.
いいけど少し恥ずかしいな。そんな風に呼ばれたことないから。
He mentioned, oh, in Japanese, by the way, I guess it's not translated, but he said, it's embarrassing, you know, as a kashi. Then I'm the first one. I feel kind of special. Wow. I grin, a pretty good recovery if I do say so myself. Then my phone rang. Oh, it's Wakasa. Hello? What'd you find? The secret of this island or something? The zombie survival game? His voice exploded out of the phone in a non-stop stream of words. That didn't disguise the fact that his voice was shaking. And it sounded like he was crying, just like with Shirabe. The signal seemed to be bad. Shiranai? As in like, oh, he doesn't know where they are or something? Oh, just calm down, where are you? Okay, Bushido. Samurai. Samurai Fantasy 7, right? What about the others? Are they with you? I don't know what to do. Onegai dayo. Ayaku. I guess he's dead too. Everyone's dead. I'm not sure, but I think we should get over there and fast. He sounded like he was crying.
指導さんたちは
I could barely hear him, but I think Wakasa's alone. I don't know where Shirobe and Shiro went. He's probably at Samurai Fantasy 7. He said he found something, but he didn't say what.
とにかく行ってみよう。指導さんたちに何があったのかも気になるし、彼を一人にしておくのも心配だ。武士道ファンタジー7はこのエリアの隣だったはずだ。急ごう。
Yeah. Hold on, Wakasa, we're coming. We find his corpse.
誰もいない。
All we see, because everyone has, like, they drop something, like, Shido dropped his glasses, what's his face? I already forgot. Why do I have a hard time remembering people's names? Because I don't really think of, I don't think of the names, I just think of their characteristics. So, like, Snack Dad, you know, dropped his snacks. And I guess, the Popeye, what would he drop? His, like, beauty mark? I don't know, that doesn't make any sense. Where's Wakasa? Has something bad happened to him too? I shivered. Huh? Then I noticed something. Look, over there, it's open.
本当だ。関係ない場所なら閉まってるはずなのに。もしかして若狭君は
By the way, is that what you call it? You know, like a beauty mark? Like a little, like, I guess you call it a mole? You know? Is that what you call it? I think it's what you call it, right? Beauty mark? Even though, I mean, I guess beauty is subjective. Whether or not it's actually pretty to have a beauty mark, I don't know. Anyway, as we watched, the figure appeared in the entrance. We dove into the trees. More zombies? Yeah. And it was a good thing we had, because the figure turned out to be a zombie. The zombie.
あのゾンビはアトラクションの中から出てきた。それはつまり
Samurai Fantasy 7 is the source of the zombies.
そう考えられるね。
Do you think that's what Wakasa was talking about?
きっとそうだ。ゾンビの出所を見つけた。そう言いたかったんだと思う。これでゾンビの謎に一歩近づけた。
But what about Wakasa? You know, okay. He's alive. It was fate, but whoever had made that screen was inside Samurai Fantasy 7. At least alive for now. But that was him.
僕も若狭君の声に聞こえた。行ってみよう。
We headed inside as quickly and carefully as we could, and after running down the hallway, we found ourselves in the room of the Guardian. It almost felt a little nostalgic. This is where we had all solved the first puzzle. We'd had to contend with the threat of the poison gas as we struggled to figure it out. It seemed hard to believe that it had only been a few days ago. That's when there was like a glitch in the game where no one, or not no one, but like some people couldn't move their lips while they were talking. It was weird. Which, by the way, also I fiddled even more of the settings, so I think this time there should be no more visual glitches, hopefully, because I did even more digging into making sure the game is working properly. Anyway, but then all 7 of us were there, and that was just me and Koda. I need to stop thinking about that. We need to find Wakasa. Fortunately, it looked like the Nue hadn't been moved since the first day, so we will be able to pass without solving the puzzle again. A zombie!
早くこっちへ。パネルの裏に隠れよう。
We slipped behind one of the electronic panels. I curled up into a tight ball, and Koda put his arm over me. After a few moments of silence, a group of zombies began to shuffle past. There were all 5 of them in total. We held our breath as they moved toward the room and toward the exit.
やっぱりランド内に現れるゾンビはみんなここを通ってるのか。
The corridor of hate is down those stairs, right? Does that mean it's the zombie lair or hive or whatever zombies have, huh?
それかその先の覇王の間か。だけど釈然としないな。怨念回廊にも覇王の間にも大量のゾンビが隠れられるような場所はなかったはずだ。
He frowned and rubbed his chin with one hand.
とりあえず少し様子を見てみよう。ゾンビがここから出てくると分かった以上、 うかつに動くのは危険だ。
Agreed. So we stayed put and watched the zombies. There was a pretty long period of time between groups, but given our situation, it was better to waste a little time than to, well, get wasted. Do you mean, well, get wasted
数は5体。周期も毎回同じみたいだ。
as in, like, get murdered by the zombies, or get wasted as in grab a couple of drinks, you know? Yeah? Maybe not. And the interval was always the same, or at least it was for the 3 groups we saw. For mindless undead, they're pretty punctual. It's like a stealth game, you know? Gotta look at the silicon radar, make sure their field of view is not
本当に
on us.
まるで機械か人形だ。
Sneak behind them, you know, and choke them out. And then again, they're zombies, so I don't know if you can choke out zombies. I don't know if zombies need oxygen. But speaking of machines, I had no idea my phone had a stopwatch. How did you know?
君のにもついてると思うけど、女子高生とは思えない言葉だね。
Yeah, aren't you supposed to be a zoomer, Saki? You don't know? Are you like Rin? You know, Hosaka-rin? Someone who just not very good using technology? I just text and stuff. Hoda laughed.
さて、これからどうしようか。ゾンビが現れるペースは把握できたし、動くならこの30分間が狙い目だ。いける？
Yeah, let's go. He grinned. Very confident, isn't he, by the way? He's just full-on husbando mode, where he's just leading the way and everything. Like, quite a difference from before when he's all like nervous and shy, right? Well, we made our way down the corridor of hate with no zombies in sight. There had been a puzzle in there too. The faces on the walls had shot arrows when you walked past them. It had been Koda who beat them with his amazing reflexes, his gamer reflexes. You play games long enough, you turn into a ninja, you know? Wow. He triggered the sensors to fire the arrows at just the right time to dance on to the next one and fired it.
どうしたの？
I blinked and realized he was looking at me quizzically. You know, I'm just having a flashback of how awesome you are, I guess, for some reason. Do you remember when you beat this puzzle? I was just thinking about it.
そうだったっけ？
Come on, you're all quick and nimble like a ninja. It was really cool.
そんなことないよ、全然。
Doing his Naruto run, you know? I thought I saw a little bit of a blush on his face as he quickly turned away. His voice had changed, and as I watched, he crouched down to look at something on the floor. What's wrong? Oh no, that's blood. Koda touched it with one finger.
完全には固まっていない。どうやら
I hope this
まだ
isn't Chris's
新しいものみたい
blood.
だ。
Could this be? Was it Wakasa's blood? I didn't want to admit it, but I felt like saying it out loud would somehow make it more likely.
仕掛けはよかった。作動してない。解除されたままみたいだ。
Despite his shy appearance, Koda was capable of surprising boldness. Yeah. I was reminded of that as I watched him calmly wave his hand in front of the demon faces to check and see if it still shot arrows.
進もう。これなら向こうへ渡っても大丈夫だ。
Sure enough, we made it to the other end of the hallway without getting impaled, and found ourselves in front of the same metal door. Unfortunately, it was locked. Huh, I thought it'd still be open, since everything else is like we left it.
電気のスイッチもダメだ。反応しない。仕掛けが解除されてたわけじゃなくて、センサー自体が機能していなかったらしい。
Well, that makes sense. It'd be kinda stupid if the zombies got filled full of arrows when they walked down the hall, right?
だけど、扉が開かないのは変だ。ここが閉まってるなら、さっきのゾンビたちはどこから現れてる？
That's true. There's only one way to the entrance, and it was through here. They couldn't be coming from anywhere else. Huh? A dull sound rumbled through the room, like a heavy door sliding open.
こっちへ。
Koda pulled me into the shadow behind one of the lanterns. What's making that noise? I looked around for any sort of door and did my best to keep my breath calm and quiet. how many times have we hidden from the zombies together, I was starting to feel like we were really in sync. By which I meant we were both good at hiding. As good as stealth games, maybe.
ゾンビだ。
He frowned. As we watched, a section of the wall in the middle of the hallway swung up, and a zombie stepped through it. It turned and walked toward the stairs that led to the room of the Guardian.
隠し扉か。
Ah, yes, of course. He sounded almost excited. That's always the case in video games, right? There's always like hidden walls. You gotta blow it up with bombs. Well, another door opened up on the opposite wall from the first one, and another zombie appeared. And then another and another until all the 5 doors had opened. Each door produced a zombie, and each zombie headed up the stairs to the room of the Guardian. Once we were all sure the zombies going to appear had left, we quietly stepped out from the shadows. The hallway was full of hidden doors. I didn't notice anything when we were here on the first day.
こんな仕掛けがあったなんて。すごいな。隠しダンジョンを見つけたような気分だ。
Still, still in his like gamer mode, just interpreting everything as a game. My god. I think I know why now. Like, I don't want to say he pisses me off or anything, but I don't know. He rubs me off the wrong way, but not the character himself, but the concept, of like a video game player just like being awesome because of applying his gamer skills. It's funny to me, but applying his gamer skills to real life situations. I think it just reminds me of another character actually. Basically, it's kind of spoilers to say. It's not really that big of a spoiler, but let's just say there's another character in another game, kind of similar, kind of like a visual novel-esque type of game, where basically, it's like a gamer that does that sort of thing as well. Like they're like a gamer to play a lot of games, but they're somehow like super smart because of that or something. I don't know. But like he's well, rather she, the character I'm thinking of, is like basically the female version of Meoshi and everything, and that's why he just like rubs me off the wrong way. The whole like, I don't know. It's just I don't know why. It's just too on the nose, Like obviously, if you're playing a video game as well, and there's a character that's also like a bit of a super gamer, it's like they're I don't know. They're like I don't know how to describe it. I don't know. It's pandering, sort of. Is that the right word? It's like obviously the demographic is gonna be full of people who play games, and there's a character who's a gamer that is like great at everything. So like, I don't know. Anyway, I feel like the writers, are praising them a bit too much in terms of that. Anyway, the doors have already closed though. I can't even tell where they were.
暗くてよく見えないから余計にね。好都合だと思ったけど、この暗闇もいいことばかりじゃないってことか。
It's like when I don't know, it's like very similar to when, in manga? Like some manga, sometimes the main character is a mangaka, like the artist or whatever, like someone who like draws manga and everything. Sometimes one of the characters just ends up being a manga artist, and then they do stuff or whatever. It's just a little bit like it's like a self-insert, That's what it feels like. Right? That's what like that kind of feeling where they're trying to self-insert themselves in the story. So that's what kind of rubs me out. I guess I just don't like that. I don't like it when people, or like when the stories kind of just self-insert, like either the audience or the writers themselves into the story. It's a little bit, I don't know. It's just I don't like it. I just don't. Oh well. Well, we sighed and started feeling along the walls for any sign of the doors. After watching for a little while longer, we determined that the doors opened at a set interval, and the zombies came out of them to head for the exit.
隠し扉の奥にゾンビの謎があるのは分かった。問題はどうやって扉に入るかだ。
They don't open at the same time. The zombies make it tough to go out in the hallway, so... Wait, unless... No? Explosive insight? Oh, I didn't save. Can I save now? I don't think I can save. Alright, what do we know so far? The hidden intervals or the hidden doors open at specific intervals, and when they do, zombies come out and head for the stairs. Seems like the doors open once about 30 minutes. They go to the room of the Guardian. There are 5 hidden doors. One is in the middle, the next is the opposite of that, the next is the furthest door away. I never would have guessed there were hidden doors in the hallway. There's no way we can get all the way back there after the zombies come out. And then the last one is right in front of us. Thinking about the one right in front of us making me nervous. Making you nervous. I mean, well, is it like... I mean, basically, because there's always one opposite to every door, so maybe there's 6 doors? Is the idea? Is that what it is? Right in front of us? Hidden doors? I'm going to say yes. I'm just gonna choose those 2. And maybe that'll be correct? Yep. So right in front of us. Right under our noses. Yeah, I was paying attention. Even though I was ranting about, you know, like gamer or whatever, like self-insert characters. I was paying attention. Why do we jump through the door that's right across from us after the door comes out of it? Actually, never mind. Maybe I'm not, maybe I wasn't paying attention. Because I just assumed there was a 6th door, you know? Because it says like every door has an opposite one to it. But I guess we can also just, you know, go into the one that's closest to us anyway. I mean, I guess that'd be the first thing you could think of. I thought they wouldn't want to do that because a zombie would come out, right? But do it anyway. Right. When we've been in the corridor the first time, we describe his reflexes as S rank. You know, is he a servant? You know, in Fate Stay Night, he has an S rank in agility. I felt like I could trust Koda to get the timing right. I guess he would be like an assassin type servant. We got ready to move. Then right on cue, the hidden doors began to open. But not yet. We can't rush it. We have to wait till the one in front of us opens. We sat there in the shadows, muscles tense and ready to sprint. The door opposite to the last one opened, then the far door, then the one opposite that. Then finally, the door in front of us opened. The moment the zombies turned and began to lumber off toward the stairs, Koda leapt up. I followed right behind with my hand on his shoulder. It's already closing. Koda saw it too and dove for the opening.
Saki, Kagame,
Come on! Yeah. I landed hard just as the door shut behind me. The hall, or room, or whatever on the other side was pitch black. I can't even see my hands. This is weird. Koda, are you there? My voice sounded high and squeaky when I spoke, but I lost my grip on him when he jumped, and obviously I couldn't see him. High and squeaky? So I should have said like, Koda, are you there? You know, like that. I don't know. Just do like a Mickey Mouse impression. Woohoo! I relaxed low when I heard his voice come out of the darkness nearby. Only a moment later, I felt a hand slip into mine. Koda's hand. Lewd. I was a little surprised I could tell it was his. Could you? I mean, can you do it? I don't know. Maybe because we've been holding hands so much for the last few hours, my god. I learned to remember the shape of it. Degenerates. We're so close, but we can't even see each other's faces. This is gonna be weird until our eyes adjust. I agreed and we began to walk. Yeah, of course. I think I feel a little safer if you did.
ありがとう。
What a pervert. I squeezed my hand and I did the same. A bunch of perverts in the dark, hand holding. My. You know, you changed since that first day. When I met you, you hardly ever talked, and you seemed afraid to touch anyone. Lots of times you seemed like you couldn't even look at me.
あれはごめん。人と接することが少ない上に女の子にも慣れてなかったから勝手が分からなくて。
Especially not girls. Ew, cooties. Do you think you figured it out yet?
どうかな。仮に慣れたとしてももともと上手くないんだ。会話とか人と協力するとかそういうのが。誰かといると途端に息苦しくなってくる。だからこんな状況にでもならなければ仲間なんて絶対に作ってなかったと思うよ。
RL friends? I don't know how that's localized. I don't think he said RL friends, or real life friends. I don't know, maybe he did? I couldn't tell, anyway.
こうやって女の子と手をつなぐなんてこともきっとありえなかったんだろうな。
Is it hard to breathe right now?
いや苦しくない。君といるのは楽しいってそう思う。自分でもすごく不思議だけど。
Really? That makes me happy. I like hanging out with you too.
真っ暗で助かっ
Huh?
た。なんでもない。次に角があったら右に曲がるよ。
That's because he's red as a tomato, Saki. My god, it doesn't matter if a man or a woman, but all the harem protagonists are just as like oblivious as a brick.
行き止まりだ。
So I guess, well, technically we're not really a harem protect. You're not gonna have a harem or anything, but you know. This is the third one. The path had split a lot. We'd had to feel our way along it because of the darkness, and it was taking quite a while. There had been so many twists and turns, I was starting to lose track of where we were, and as if that wasn't enough.
明かりだ。隠れよ。
Every so often, we come across bobbing lights, and quickly learned they were zombies with lanterns. That one was pretty close. I really jumped.
ああでもゾンビの方もここには誰もいないと思ってるのか大して警戒してないから比較的楽ではあるね。
It was slow going, but we managed to keep moving through the maze.
時間はだいぶかかるけどゆっくり安全を第一に進んでいこう。
It's a good thing because it's funny. It's just complete darkness. Mainly because probably they want to save on the art budget. You know, they want to draw another background, so therefore it's just complete darkness. I know your game. I know your game developers. I know what you're doing. You're trying to save money. I wasn't sure how much time had passed since we got through the secret door, but eventually we found something.
ここから階段みたいだ。
Yeah, they do. I can feel a low wall with my feet. Probably the first step. Are you okay? You didn't fall, did you?
大丈夫。
Are you okay?
慎重に進んでてよかったね。
Basta wow.
急いでたら転ぶところだった。手すりもちゃんとある。何段あるかわからないからゆっくり上がろう。
So up the stairs we went, taking them one careful step at a time. I don't know why I'm just randomly spouting video game references. I think it's because, you know, this is Meoshi's route, you know, all about video games. What just comes to mind is random references. Anyway.
壁。
He suddenly stopped and mumbled to himself under his breath. I felt around in front of us. There was definitely a wall there. Do all those steps just lead to a dead end?
いや、これ壁じゃない。扉だ。
The door. Really? Oh yeah, here's a doorknob.
外に続く出口かもしれない。鍵は開いてるね。出てみよう。
Alright, what's beyond the door? Is it the zombies? Probably zombies, right? No? Where are we? We opened the door and found ourselves in the forest. Apart from a single clear path, the trees are so thick I couldn't see through them. The sky was dark. I checked my phone, it was 11. We got into Samurai Fantasy 7 right after nightfall, so we've been inside for a long time. I knew we'd been moving slowly, but I hadn't realized just how slowly.
11時間。思ったより時間が経ってる。ゾンビをかわしてた分、だいぶロスしたね。
Where do you think we are? I can't see any of the attractions.
アトラクションは見えないけど、ほら、木の間からタワーが見えるよ。
I hadn't noticed it at first, but he was right. If the castle was right there, then perhaps we were behind the plaza. Somewhere.
これ、本物じゃないね。
Huh?
ここにある木、よくできてるけど、全部作り物だよ。触ってみるとわかる。
I did, and although they looked real, the leaves were dry and fabricy. I don't know how this is related to the zombie. I thought we were gonna find some kind of zombie laboratory monster spawner, but no, we're just randomly outside.
作り物と思って見てみると、この森も変だ。進める方向が一つだけしかない。
Yeah, make sure the only place you can go down is, and make sure the only place you can go is down that path.
そうらしい。外部からは入れないようになってるんだ。
Why would someone build it like this? Hidden doors, a fake forest that funneled you into a single path? It felt oddly isolated.
可能性としては、従業員用の通路と考えるのが妥当だけど、そう単純でもなさそうだ。簡単には見つけられたくない何かがこの先にあるのかもしれない。
Something? Like what?
どうやら僕たちは本当に隠しダンジョンを見つけてしまったらしい。
Bonus dungeon. Still thinking of everything like a game is kind of... Isn't that kind of insulting? People are dying, Meoshi. You know? You shouldn't just assume everything is just a game. It's a little psychotic, actually. Anyway, he grinned. With nowhere else to go, we headed off down the path. We're back here. Oh yeah! By the way, I think I know... Well, I don't know what it means still, but I think it says... Ma, right? Ma-nire? Is it called Ma-nire? Ma-nire, right? Mahire? Ma-nire? Ma-nire Hospital. I still don't know what Manire is. Or am I getting that wrong still? I think it's Manire. Mamire. Is it Mamire? Mamire. Mamire? Yeah, Mamire, right? Mamire? Mamire. I still don't know what that means though. Mamire. Mamire. Mamre? Mamru? Mamru? Mamre? I don't know. Is it Mamru? Mamre? Anyway. Whatever. I'm still stuck on that hiragana. I didn't know what else to say. The trees opened up into a clearing in front of us, but what filled that clearing was impossible. Okay, so we're back at the hospital, which kind of makes sense. You would think that's where the zombies come from, right? Because that's what we did last time. Well, actually, yeah, but the hospital exploded. So maybe this is a different hospital, right? Okay. Well, that's the bloodstained hospital, isn't it? A rundown abandoned building rose from the ground, bathed in red light from the blood splatter on its sign. There's no question, it was the bloodstained hospital. Thick fog drifted slowly through the air, making me shiver. But it blew up. We were there, we saw the crater.
鹿市場の血まみれホスピタル。ネットで見たのと同じだ。
Yeah, it makes sense as well because technically this is based on the sequel of the original game that the attraction that was based on as well. I don't know if I said that correctly anyway. He was staring up at the building with an all sort of incredulous look on his face. Do you know anything about it?
血まみれホスピタルの元になったゲームには続編があるって話したの覚えてる？
Yeah, you said it wasn't as popular as the first one. Something about it being lazy. He nodded.
手抜きな作り。そう言われたのは主にステージの使い回しが原因だったんだ。
just like this game, you know, in a meta ways, reusing the art and just making it a bit darker, I guess. Sort of.
2作目は鹿島の入り口からゲームがスタートする。だけど最終的にたどり着くのは結局1作目と同じ廃病院だったんだ。
Reusing assets. What do you mean?
プレイヤーが操作する主人公はとりあえず島の中心を目指すんだ。そして命からがら 中心部にある廃病院にたどり着く。当然プレイヤーは新しいステージだと思って期待する。でも実際は構造も敵も初代と全く同じ。
Exactly the same layout? It's pretty lazy.
理由付けはいろいろされてたみたいだけど、結局はコスト削減のための再利用だったってわけさ。
That's funny. That's actually pretty meta, you know? It's funny because, you know, this is actually a game as well. And they're mentioning how developers also, you know, would do that to save money.
リメイクならまたしも、ボリュームは前作の2倍なんて銘打った続編だったからね。これはないだろって非難が殺到したらしい。その情報を見たから僕も購入は見送ったんだ。初代のファンというわけでもなかったし、ゲームバランスも良くないって噂だったから。
This is like, I mean, I don't know if this is based on any particular game, but this is actually pretty realistic. This is a realistic situation. I find that funny, actually. Well, so the hospital that got blown up was from the first game, and this one is from the sequel. He nodded.
ここは多分本来のゲームでは使用する予定がなかったアトラクションなんだと思う。もしかしたらワルドブーの逆鱗に触れたものを断罪するために用意された場所なのかもしれない。見て。
I followed his finger to the entrance and saw that a few zombies had just shambled out.
ゾンビが湧く大元はきっとここだ。ここから湧き出てさっきの通路を通りランドまで移動してたんだ。中へ入る前にもう一度みんなに連絡を取ってみよう。
Oh, good idea. We both tried to call the others, but still nothing.
どう？
No, I tried Shido and Wakasa, but the line's just dead. I don't know if you want to use that word, Saki.
そう、調べさんもダメだったよ。
That meant we were the only ones left. Have they tried calling Mr. Muscle Man, you know? And the little girl, I don't know if the little girl has a cell phone. Like whatever happened to them? They were on the ship and everything, right? We would have to beat the game all by ourselves. If we didn't, well, I didn't want to think about that. So I guess you know, the guy is still healing his injuries, you know, so I guess he wouldn't be able to help anyway.
大丈夫？
I suddenly realized I was actually shaking.
不安な時はいっそ言ってしまった方がいいよ。溜め込むのは良くない。
I am scared, but can say. What did he say? He said, if you're scared, you should say so. Sure. Be honest. Well, yeah, I might be a little scared. If we screw up, everyone else is gonna... I mean, it'll be bad, right? I don't know what'll happen in there.
守るよ。
Huh?
主人公とパートナーがたった2人で困難に立ち向かう。ゲームにはよくある展開さ。
You're the hero, eh?
そして主人公はパートナーを守る。男女のコンビならこれも定番だ。だから僕は君を守るよ。それが僕の役目だ。
Coda. That's pretty cliche.
まあゲームのようにうまくいくとは思えないけど、やれるだけやってみる。
Thanks, I will too.
じゃあ行こう。さっきも言ったけど、元になったゲームの廃病院は1作目も2作目も構造が同じなんだ。だから中の構造は3日目にクリアした血まみれホスピタルと大体同じだと思う。
Never thought? That's kind of weird. Never thought I'd say this, but that's relief.
ここは左の扉から入るべきかな。少しは構造を覚えてるから。
Yeah, that's the door we went into with Shido.
覚えてたんだ。
Of course I remember. We beat it together.
やっぱり懐中電灯がある。持っていこう。
He picked it up and stood in front of the door. Just like before, there were letters carved above the door in Italian. Abandon all hope, ye who enter here, was what it said according to Shido. Abandon all hope. I was just remembering what that said.
ああ、そういえば。
Why did it feel so uneasy when we were clearly about to solve the mystery of the zombies and beat the game? I looked up the words again and felt a shiver of dread, almost as if they were telling us we should regret getting this far. Do you think the two of us can really save everybody?
あるさ。希望は僕たちだ。二人で力を合わせれば必ずクリアできるよ。
That's... Yeah, you're right. Maybe we didn't have the rest of our team here to help us, but when Koda said we could do it, I believed them. He's just gonna carry us, I guess, just like in the multiplayer game. Everyone else is in spectator mode, and we have to clutch or kick, you know? Those ominous Italian words didn't seem quite so scary anymore. On that night, my life ground to a halt. Okay, randomly just go back to this. I mean, these scenes, you know, for some reason show a picture of the pendant. Did Saki bring a pendant? I don't remember if she did. Anyway. Yeah, for some reason, these scenes seem disconnected. You know, it seems like it has nothing to do with what's going on. But I don't know. I mean, it seems like there's a reason why we have these scenes.
ここまで来るのにだいぶかかったな。しかしこの道に入って急に空いたな。
珍しいわね。何かあったのかしら。
どういうことだ。いつの間にか周りに車が一台も。
あなた、あれ。
バカな、なんでこんな。
どうしたの？
Yeah, so this is well, you know, this is like during when, so this is a nuclear family, the traditional nuclear family, mom, dad, brother, sister. They're driving in the car, and the parents see something that's going on. I don't know what's going on, but I guess the brother and sister are still sleeping in the back. I guess one of them kind of woke up. Explosion? Yeah, that's my first guess. Something to do with bombs, maybe. Well, stage 6. Alright. It was night outside, but somehow the inside of the hospital felt even darker. I shivered. This is just like the other one.
この不快な匂いまで再現してるのは褒めるべきなのかな。
Yeah, you're right. The whole place was filled with a dank, moldy stench. I had to resist the urge to pinch my nose. It had the same crumbling walls, the same floors scattered with abandoned bottles of medicine. The blood on the walls and floors had to be fake, but it looked real. Here's Hogstein. Haven't seen you for quite a while. Suddenly, Hogstein's voice echoed through the hallway. I could almost hear Hogstein shrug elaborately as he said, "What others?"
消えた仲間たちのことだ。知らないとは言わせない。
What? Hogstein explained that anyone who got subdued or shot was considered to have lost the game and captured. Then they were locked in a cage with the other hostages. Okay. They're not dead, you know? Are they hurt? If we'd found blood, then Shidobe and Wakasa could have been shot. If they'd been hurt bad, it didn't sound like Hogstein was gonna give them any kind of decent medical treatment. What? You know, kill, murder, you don't know what that means? Send to heaven? Yeah, and if we beat the game, then won't that save all of them? That's awful. Hold on, let me say. Before I like blow up, Saki gets mad, and then Hogstein has enough of our has enough of our shit, and then he just kills us all. I don't know. That's awful. Even if he is doing this for revenge, that's just not fair. I mean, he's not even giving them a chance. Get mad. You're going to kill all of us if we can't beat the game, right? Then you should at least wait 2 days. Okay, just a joke, just a prank, dude. Just a prank. I wasn't gonna really murder you all yet. Hogstein responded cheerfully that he did indeed mean that. This was the 6th day. If we lost, then that would be 3 days' worth of failed games. In other words, 3 hostages will be eliminated. Okay, so it does count the because I was thinking before, you know, the hospital, you know, the one of the attractions where we actually failed and everything. Like, does that count as a failure? What happens if we fail? We don't instantly lose, I guess. I don't know. The rules were a little bit vague on that one. I wasn't sure how the game, you know, was still going on, even though we lost. Anyway, Koda. Hogstein laughed. Hee. I had to admit, it did sound pretty hopeless. What a gamer, my god. I always play on hard. Such a gamer. Pro gamer. With that, Hogstein cut the transmission, and Silas returned to the dark hallway. Do you think the others are okay? I hope they aren't hurt too bad. I nodded. We'll also be able to see their lanterns better, so we'll know when they get close. Hona nodded. Also what? I nodded and put my hand in his. He gave it a squeeze and smiled at me. Our immediate goal was to get to the 2nd floor. In the first hospital, we gone through the nightmare maze, to the vivisection lab, and to the records room and the exit. Koda said we should take the same route, but the nightmare maze wasn't called a maze for nothing. How can you remember that? Man, he's such a god gamer. It's like, I could never do that. Mapping out the dungeon in your brain just from playing it. I don't know. I guess if it's not that hard of a maze, but otherwise, like those really it just reminds me of those really old school games, you know, where they don't really have maps, like in the game itself. You have to actually have to make the maps in real life with like a pen and paper. You know, it just reminds me of those type of games. But he seemed to think it was kind of silly, but it was keeping us from getting lost. More zombies? How many have we seen?
本当にうじゃうじゃいるんだな。曲がり角に隠れてやり過ごそう。
Even though, thanks to Koda, we knew where to go, it wasn't that simple. Whenever we try to follow the old route, we turn into we turn into zombies? No, we run into zombies. We didn't turn into zombies. So you have to double back and hide, or take a detour. We've done that so many times, our actual progress was minimal. Eventually, after so many detours, we finally got lost.
行き止まりか。ダメだ。完全に迷った。
Just do the whole, the maze trick where you just follow the left side no matter what. Eventually you'll get to the end or something. Something like that. At least that's for traditional mazes. We kept having to run away from the zombies so much, I'm amazed it didn't happen earlier.
こうなるともう記憶は頼りにできない。ここからは勘で進んでいくしかないね。
There's probably still lots of zombies out there. We have to be careful.
なんだか昨日からこそこそ逃げ回ってばかりだな。本当に忍者になった気分だ。
Well, hopefully you've been playing the stealth games, Stealth game. For Ninja, he sounded pretty frustrated.
行こう。
We gripped one another's hands a little tighter and stepped into the darkness where the zombies waited. Though this is the harder type of stealth. It's like the no-kill stealth run. Because otherwise, in a lot of stealth games, especially in the modern ones, often when there is stealth, you kind of just murder everyone, so they're out of the way. But like if you want to do it properly, at least, if you're really hardcore stealth game enthusiast, usually you don't eliminate anyone. You actually just sneak around like a ghost without awakening everyone. Personally, I feel like that's annoying for most people though, because then when you have to backtrack, you still have to go around, and everything. It takes quite a lot of patience. I feel like often, even I don't have enough patience to do that, like doing like a full ghost run in most stealth games. Anyway, after walking a while, we reached the corner. Had been the other hallways at one point, but the walls and floors were heavily damaged. In fact, all that was left of the floor was thin strips of concrete surrounded by gaping holes. This is new.
老朽化の演出か。
He tapped one of the walls, and even though he barely touched it, some of the wall crumpled away.
床も下手をしたら崩れそうだ。慎重に通り抜けないと。
I wasn't sure it wouldn't just collapse, period.
僕が先に行く。安全なことが分かったら、君もついてきて。
Alright, Wait, Koda's really skinny. What? I'm not heavier than him, right? No. He is like a big old nerd that just stays at home playing video games all day. I won't. I'm surprised that, I guess it depends on your diet. And I was gonna say, I'm surprised he's not a little fat, If you don't get any exercise, then, you might get a little bit heavy. But, I guess Koda, or Meoshi Koda, I guess his diet doesn't consist a lot of calories, I don't know. While I frowned, Koda noticed and tilted his head.
どうかした？何か気になる？
How much do you weigh?
え、体重なんてもう長い間測ってないからわからないけど、どうしてそんなこと？
For a reference.
参考？
Well, I just thought that whoever weighs more should be the one to check and see if it's safe, so... I mean, let's say you check it and it's okay, but then if I actually weigh more than you, it could collapse, right? He looked confused.
あ、そういうことか。まあ、確かに、みたらしさんなんかに比べたら軽いだろうけど、さすがに君よりはあると思うよ。
Maybe. My uncle's always telling me I'm round. What? Round. That's funny. Well, she is round, Her haircut is pretty round, When you see her face, you barely see her face. Because she's the protagonist and everything, but her head is pretty round.
別に普通じゃない？僕は好きだよ。いや、別に深い意味はないけど、 健康的でいいなってそういう意味であってやましい気持ちは全然
Okay. But calm down. I didn't really care that much, but his panicking was making me nervous.
じゃあ足場を確かめてくるからどっちが軽かろうと君を危ない目に遭わせるわけにはいかないし
Right. Okay. I watched as I stepped out into the stone bridge. You have a dialogue choice. I don't know if it matters, because be careful or are you alright? I mean, I feel like both of them mean the same thing anyway. I don't know. I feel like both of these express concern for his well-being. I think that's the idea. But like, I don't know, I'll say, are you alright? Are you alright?
心配ないよ安全かどうか調べながら進んでるよし大丈夫そうだいいよついてきて
I took the hand he held out and began to walk along the same route he'd taken. The floor was much more solid than I expected. It took a little effort to balance, but no more than I would have had to do in gym class. Koda's balance was perfect, of course, and he moved across a thin strip of floor quickly and confidently. We almost made it all the way across when...
まずい
Nani? Huh?
曲がり角の向こうからゾンビが来てるこのまま進んだら見つかって撃たれるのが落ちだ
Now that I knew what to look for, I could see the soft glow of a lantern coming from around the corner. He was right. What do we do?
仕方ない一旦戻ろうここを渡ってしまったら身を隠す場所がない
Okay. He led me back across the broken floor the way we'd come. But as we moved, the zombie was getting closer and closer. We were only halfway there when it rounded the corner and spotted us. I saw it lift its gun. Oh no! Koda threw himself around me. And the hallway was filled with the sound of gunfire. It took me a moment to realize it seemed to be aimed at the ground. New holes and cracks began to open up the already unstable floor, and I felt it begin to wobble. More bullets cracked and pinged off the walls and ceiling, tearing away parts of them. We need to get out of here, or the bullets are flying everywhere. Koda! He groaned and grabbed his shoulder. I could see his blood oozing out between his fingers. You're hit!
かすめただけだそれより頭を下げて
But
いいから危ない
there was a sound like glass shattering, and one of the light fixtures on the ceiling fell down. If Koda hadn't warned me, it would have been falling right on top of me. Thank you. What?
しまった床が
Now I'm surprised they aren't all dead yet. You know, the zombies' aim is, you know, not very good, I guess. The light had broken through the floor, and I could see it start to creak.
このままじゃ危ない早くこっちへ
But the floor under me had already collapsed, and I fell forward into empty space. And then we dropped and died. I felt around for something to grab onto, but there was nothing. Just a bottomless pit into our deaths. I was falling, and there was nothing I could do about it.
そうサキ
Koda!
動かないで今引き上げる
His face twisted with effort.
手を伸ばして僕だけの力じゃ支えきれないだから早く
He was trying as hard as he could to lift me up, but it wasn't working.
くそどうして僕はこんなに
He grimaced and pulled harder. Oh no, that's... I could hear the shuffling footsteps of the zombie coming closer. If Koda doesn't move, he's toast. Let go! Let go! The zombie's coming. You have to let me go or you're gonna get shot. I guess it's the classic thing where like someone's trying to pull you up, but then they shouldn't. So you're like, let me go, and then you let go and then you fall and die or something.
嫌だ絶対に離さない
I could hear desperation in his voice.
そう
He pulled me again as hard as he could, but I could feel his arm beginning to shake. The footsteps came closer and stopped, and I heard the sound of a new clip being loaded into the gun. It's okay, let me go! Huh? I couldn't believe my eyes. He was smiling. Long live the king. And then he went. Then he shoved himself off the ledge. We fell in what felt like slow motion. I could see everything coated with crystal-like clarity. He pulled my body close and put himself under me. It's a hard maneuver to do while you're falling, I don't know. Then again, I've never fell like at a high height. I wouldn't know if there would be enough time to even do that. Anyway.
守るよ
And then we fall onto a spike, and then just kills us both. Huh? No! Then we hit the floor and pain shot through my body, pushing the air out. Koda's arm went limp. Barely conscious, my own body slid off him onto the ground. Okay, I guess we just fell off the floor. Koda. I reached out into the darkness but felt nothing.